Wait a minute.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Recording has started.
That's you.
Oh, that's right. This is my show. In a world of capes and lunatics, gods and monsters, and people who forget what show it is, there are those heroes who must rise together when there is a threat greater than any one hero can face. This is Avengers Declassified. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the man who has my full respect.
Phil me and Perich.
There we go. Okay, we're here. And, of course, the woman who also has my respect. The lovely Liddy from Florida.
Lilith Hellfire.
Yay! Okay. Did I miss something? Are we mad about something? I don't know.
No.
Just trying to do a show about a movie. Hey, guys, did you see the new Thor Love and Thunder film?
Yep.
Sure did.
Oh, okay. It has some good parts and some bad parts. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you guys think?
I thought it was good.
Okay.
No, I thought it was good. Like you said, there was a little bit of corniness. That's agreeable. No, I liked everyone's love story, Charlie Esser. I was making a joke before, so yeah. No, I like the Korg stuff. I like the. Yeah, no, everyone kind of had something here. I thought Natalie Portman did great in this movie.
Yes, I really did like her. Takia says he might bring her back for Star Wars. So, yeah, that was awkward. I know, but I liked how they handled her story as well. I liked so spoilers for the film. I liked that she died. Not that I liked that she died, but I liked that they made her choice to go in for one last fight have a consequence. You know? Too often, they didn't do that in the book. She went back for one last fight and then won the fight, and they said, okay, but now really, you need the chemo.
I mean,
her sit down and do the chemo.
You could see that them setting that up a mile away, though, because I'm like, why wouldn't Thor take Mjolnir to that final battle with him?
That's an interesting question, yeah. And yeah, it makes sense. Although I guess maybe the argument was that was Jane's Mjolnir and wanted it to be waiting for her when she got better. I guess that's an argument to be made, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it is a setup, and that's how it was. I like the fact that they tied it into this idea that Thor asked Mjolnir to take care of Jane, which I thought was very, very touching.
So, Lilith?
For a movie that's 119 minutes, I don't know. It felt long for me. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't feel long to me because I knew it wasn't one of the longer ones, but
like it was a little tedious for me. I didn't enjoy the humor, that type of humor. Like, I don't know, like the humor that he has in his other stuff is kind of different from this one a little bit. It's like way more like watered down. So I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, did Thor need a fourth movie? Probably not.
Well, he's going to get a fifth one. So, I actually, and here I think is what I think works for it that may not be for everyone. And that is that it has a very strong fairy tale vibe. From the kidnapping of the children to the grinning gore, the God Butcher, I really feel that so much of this, and Takia's narration of it specifically, is meant to give you a children's bedtime story vibe. To make you go, oh, okay, I understand what we're doing here. This is a children's story. That even has a big battle scene with the children. Rising up and shooting lightning bolts out of their bunnies and their magical wands. And like to me, that whole scene makes the film for me. That and then Gore's redemption at the end. I actually felt that worked for the character. Made sense for the character. Made sense for what they built out of the story about the need for that love for another person. Because that is what gives us purpose and strength and a reason for being.
I feel like that if they release a director's cut, because a lot of scenes were cut, especially of like my favorite people that I was looking forward to, maybe it'll be a better movie. Maybe that's why I'm so bitter. So
What
Yeah.
favorite? What
Well,
favorite
I mean,
people?
What Lena Headey, also Peter Dinklage stuff. That some of those scenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I was
Jeff Goldblum.
I did not know he.
oh,
Jeff
Jeff Goldblum, yeah. But no, and then I was surprised at the end. I mean,
Oh, wow.
maybe because they wanted a short runtime. I'm surprised we didn't have like a Viking funeral for Jane at the end or something. You
It's
could
okay. She shows up in Valhalla and Heimdall loves her.
I know, but you could have Darcy and everybody and Sylvie at the funeral.
We all miss Darcy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Darcy was in it. We got a nice little Darcy scene.
Not enough. Not enough Darcy. Not enough.
No,
dogs.
well, never enough Darcy, obviously. But she's her and Jimmy Woo are getting ready for the next Ant-Man film. Quantumania, that's the next film that comes out.
A lot of mania going around. A lot of madness.
Well, it's a crazy world, As Val said, things are going to get weird.
Oh wait, no! In November, aren't we getting Black Panther 2?
Yeah, is that before Quantumania? Yeah, I know that one of them is coming.
I think that's the last one this year. Is Black Panther 2? I remember. I thought Black Panther list. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have it. We don't
Allegedly.
know it's going to be Black. Yeah, we don't know what it's going to be yet. If they're going to have a replacement or what? I mean, Lilith knows because Lilith's seen all these movies that
No, not Marvel stuff. I intentionally don't do Marvel stuff because Marvel is very Disney specifically is very petty. So I don't really go out of my way to do that for Marvel films.
Yeah, Quantumania is in February. It says, yeah.
Okay, so
They
next
really
year.
should have switched it. It would make more sense for Black Panther to be in February, but that's none of my business.
Maybe narratively.
Although to be fair, if they really are trying to close out the quarter strongly, I get why they would put Black Panther towards the end of the year and Ant-Man.
And maybe narratively it goes there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Narratively, sure.
Well, and as Miles and I were discussing, they really haven't addressed the freaking Celestial in the South China Sea at the moment.
What? Oh,
someone.
When they went to see the gods like Zeus and everyone, weren't there like two Celestials standing outside? It looked like.
Yeah, I think they might have been baby Celestials. I'm not sure. And also it could also just be that some gods just look like Celestials. There's really it's a legitimate question as to because we did see in the Hall of Eternity a celestial head with big green emerald eyes. So that was neat.
I love how we turned eternity into a wishing well.
Well, it's
it's
mythos.
A metaphor, Phil.
I guess, yeah.
I find it funny.
It's an interesting artistic choice.
I find it funny that the being who is so against gods would literally come to as the solution the ultimate god of the Marvel Universe, eternity. I think it makes for a good story. It makes for an interesting thing, and it really shows that you can hate the gods as much as you want; they still exist. That was like this whole discussion about whether or not Gore was an atheist, and
Well,
The answer
maybe
is no, clearly not.
okay. Since you mentioned that, maybe that's why they painted Eternity more like a thing rather than like an actual entity. So it's like, oh, he's not going to another god to get rid of all the gods.
Well, I mean, Eternity is shown in a lotus position. I actually think that they were trying to appeal to the Asian market with that. The idea of, Eternity as this sort of contemplative figure. Um, I mean, it makes sense that, Eternity would here's the thing. It seems to me like the entire idea of Eternity granting a wish sounds like just mythos,
Mhm.
that it occurred probably has less to do with um Eternity than it's or that he got to Eternity first, and more to just the fact that this was a place of magical power, and he asked to have his daughter come back. And I loved there's an aspect to it when the daughter comes back where you see that she is that female child reflection of Eternity, who is a character in Marvel Comics, was like part of the A-Force line. That was like their first adventure, was dealing with this celestial being who was sort of a female daughter of Eternity. So I liked that. That was neat. And I like when she calls Thor foul demon about not wanting to eat her flap cakes.
I wonder if they're going to do something with her because like it's not the same, but it wasn't. And it especially wasn't Gore's daughter, but they did a thing in the early 2000s with it, like a Thor girl. Like it was like a powerful female entity, basically took like an identity as like Thor girl. So
Yeah, that was. I think she goes by Thoria or something like that. She was actually on the Avengers Initiative, and that was when Thor was dead for a while, and then because that was when the Warriors, when the Hulk's war bond came to fight with everybody, um, the being who can become whatever you fear most became Thor to scare Korg, because of Korg was, of course, in that storyline, one of the first Saturns to come to Cronins to come to Earth and be beaten back by Thor. So he still has a terror of Thor. Just that difference between the comics and reality. But yeah, and that like really messed with that character's mind because she said you were Thor. I know what Thor looks like. You didn't just look like Thor or sound like Thor. You were literally Thor. You literally became the god of thunder. You brought him back to life, and she had to like figure what all that means. Because of
Shout out
course
to
gods don't die.
nepotism, by the way, for Tristan Hemsworth playing young.
Yeah. Oh, I thought she did a good job.
well, isn't like once again he was in the last one, but the one actor who played Thor in all those plays isn't that like a Hemsworth brother or something too? I
Yeah.
believe it was the one of the Hemsworths, yeah,
Yeah.
with Matt
They
Damon.
always have an extra Hemsworth, just in case. They
Yeah,
always want to keep a
it's a
Hemsworth.
whole brood of them in Australia. Nieces,
And,
nephews, cousins at this point.
and I love the headlines I'm seeing now. They're like Melissa McCarthy pulls a what's his face? It swears she's not in Thor: Love and Thunder.
She knows better.
Yes. Oh, I did
Everybody
not think
can't
that.
be Tom Holland, bro. Everybody's
Yeah.
not as unexpendable as Tom Holland. So
No, but I thought everyone knew she was going to be playing Hela. I thought that was been like known for months that she was going to be playing Hela in that scene. Because who else but Melissa McCarthy? Who I was mad they didn't even put in any of the scenes is the one Norse god from Agents of Shield, who was played by the guy from Ally McBeal. I was really hoping he was going to show up in one of the crowd scenes, just to acknowledge it, just to play with us, just to work with us, but no.
I'm glad. Well, speaking of that, I'm glad Sif's back, but man, really didn't give her much to do this time.
Well, she
even
got
though
enough.
she's a female Loki, she's not female Loki.
Yeah. She lost an arm.
As you
So
do.
that's
Just hope
as
they
you
don't put a
do.
harpoon on it.
Well, I mean, I figure we're gonna get her a nice destroyer arm. Just take off the destroyer, put it on her arm for the next film. I think that'll be cool. I liked her and training Axel Heimdallsons at the end there. That was nice. Everyone's fighting with their wooden swords. Yeah, I mean, all in all, there was a lot to like about it. There's a lot of sweetness to the story, and it is a tale of Thor dealing with his loss and him being. It's really just the story of what does it mean when all you are to people is a himbo, but you still have feelings, bro, and it hurts. Your heart breaks just like anybody's.
And what do we think about that whole God scene with Russell Crowe and everybody, and just the infamous butt shot that people have been talking about for days?
Yeah, I mean, it worked for me. I know some people, you want more for Zeus, but I think it fits into what they've established for the characters, and especially the idea of these gods being these, honestly, it's not as noble as say, what was it called? Moon Knight was with their work of the gods, but at the same time, you sort of get this idea that what, this is Thor. Thor is a dude, bro. Doesn't mean he's not a noble dude, bro. Doesn't mean that he's not a guy who is going to fight the fight and be a hero. But, you can't be looking at a guy like Thor and think he's anything other than, a great fighter and a guy who likes to drink mead. That's who he is. And, a lot of the gods are probably like that. Doesn't mean they don't care. Doesn't mean they don't respect humanity and want the best for humanity. But at the same time, what are they going to do all day? They gotta work their own stuff.
The Guardians of the Galaxy were pretty much ready to let him go.
Yeah. 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 I mean, well, yeah, because he's kind of annoying at times. He clearly was annoying, especially to Peter Quill, and I got the feeling that everyone else was getting annoyed by him too. I think that by the end of it, we were just like, everyone was just like, yeah, he's not helpful, and this is what we're dealing with.
Was that supposed to be a Thunderstrike look there with the vest and everything?
Oh yeah, I would assume that's.
Actually, I think it was like an Easter egg, because later on when he first sees Jane with the hammer, when he kind of armors up, I think that was supposed to be his 80s, like that armor he wore in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah. So well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure
little Easter eggs.
Sorry. Exactly. There's all these Easter eggs they put throughout the dang thing, and that was all, I'm sure, intentional. One thing I really liked about it, and I'd like to get you guys' opinion on it. What did you guys think of the end credit scene with Hercules?
I hope he succeeds.
Oh, I know some young man who's going to be if he hasn't seen that end credit scene, he's going to be very happy with that scene.
Everything's coming up, Ray.
That's right, man. Moon Knight, now Hercules.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the talks of Wonder Man.
Oh yeah, and then all they need to add is Tigra, man. His life will be made.
Yeah, I mean, I did like it because I liked how it set up the idea of a Hercules that is coming to Earth expressly to face off against Thor. That he's coming in there to be the response to Thor because Thor needs someone to push back on him.
It's Black Widow's sister all over again.
Yeah.
Well, what it is I don't think Hercules is going to defeat Thor. I think Thor and Hercules are going to have your classic wacky misunderstanding fight. And then, they're going to say, why are we fighting when we could be making the world a better place for humanity?
Oh,
Yeah.
could he
Well,
be
that too.
could he be a Thunderbolt? No.
They're not ready for that yet.
That could work. Well, Ares was in the Dark Avengers. And I've always felt that was a very smart play to find someone who could be a Thor level threat and a Wolverine level killer, and put him on the Dark Avengers, or put him on the Avengers, and then when the Avengers become the Dark Avengers, have them be like, yeah, no, that's cool. I have no problems with Norman Osborn. Yes, he's a killer. So am I. Why is that problematic?
That should be the first question on the resume or the job application. Do you have a problem with Norman Osborn?
That's my little gift from the Henry Ford.
No, the
Museum
question
the other
needs to be, who would you cast as Norman Osborn? See?
Oh.
See? And then you know.
Assuming
everything you need to know about the casting. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Assuming you don't go back to the well, I would say who you want for Norman Osborn. Man, that is tough. I would say Christian Bale, except he's shaken. I
Yeah,
really
he should have
love
stayed
Christian
retired
Bale.
for me. I did not enjoy his performance.
Really?
Oof.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Not as I told Maz earlier today, not everything is for everyone.
Yep,
And I
this
get
movie is not for me.
I think for what they gave him, he did a good job. For the material they gave him.
I kind of feel like
I get it. It's Marvel money, but at the same time, he must have went through all that money. He must have went through all that money.
Well, no, I think he probably enjoyed the role. I think he enjoyed the role. Who wouldn't enjoy that role?
Chewing the scenery.
It was yeah, well, that is some top-notch, delicious
He's loosened
scenery,
up in his old age, and it's good to see. It's good to see.
Yeah.
If you know anything about him, this would be like 10 years ago, he would have literally laughed at this role. So good for him that he's loosening up and opening up his avenues.
Yeah, because he's already done everything else. And you know what? My honest opinion is this was a great version of the Joker. Like, I would love to see Christian Bale play the Joker now. Because I really feel like this idea of this guy who's a little bit unhinged, but who's also very much in control, I think that works very well, And he definitely has the big smile going for them. So I think that Christian Bale can
Joaquin Phoenix
really
at
bring
Charlie
a lot
Esser,
to this.
2 E's in the middle.
Look, you can say what you will. I'm saying he was very good. I'm just saying this Christian Bale guy, he's a pretty good actor, may have a future in Hollywood.
Well, if he can get his... Well, they kept him on a short leash, so his we didn't have any assistants getting beaten with bottles on this set, so that's good.
Oh no, this is a Disney set. No,
exactly.
Tase your
Even
ass.
if it did happen, Disney kept it under wraps.
It will tase your ass.
Yeah, well, of course they will, because this is a place for professionals. Thank you very much.
Again, I'm glad he's mellowed out in his older years.
Yeah.
Same thing can be said for Russell Crowe. So
yes, and that's the thing. Russell Crowe, you cannot like it, but I enjoyed what he did with the role. I enjoyed that he's playing into.
All I see is Javert. I'm sorry. That's all I saw. It gave me Javert vibes. I'm sorry. I just can't take Thor movies seriously. I just can't do it, especially without Idris around. Like I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, they brought Idris back.
I know,
so
for
you should be
a brief
happy.
shining moment,
I know, but you know what? Maybe he'll be back in the next one. Because, next one, maybe they throw open the gates of Valhalla and everybody comes back.
Do we get a
they're
Thor?
gods and they can do that.
I was going to say, maybe, I'm sure if we make enough money, but I was like, do we get a Thor 5? Because all they say is Thor will return. Thor can show up in another movie.
He can show up in the TV
That
show.
is true. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd love to see him show up with Darcy, That would be cool.
I mean, he could be the guy who shows up in everyone's movie because, Robert Downey's gone, Chris Evans is gone, Scarlett Johansson's gone.
Bro, yeah. I'm going to let you know this straight up. Chris Evans is not gone. He might not be doing the Steve Rogers thing, or the Captain America thing specifically, but he's not gone. Mark my words. Mark
Oh
my
no, no,
words.
he will definitely be in Captain America 4. Just
And
even as just as
beyond.
the old guy,
Like Buzz
you know.
Lightyear, baby, and beyond.
Oh, I knew he was going to be back. 'Cause, I mean, they haven't said what happened to him after Endgame. It's like, remember Falcon Winter Soldier?
Exactly.
Where is he? The moon? I don't know.
Yeah, he's on the moon.
I'm gonna just go ahead and safely predict at least you're gonna see him in at least 3 more movies. At least.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I still would
They
love to
just
have him
threw
back.
him Buzz here as a dog with a bone. Just mark my words. At least 3 more movies.
I would really like to see him come back as a grown-up Johnny Storm. I mean, that would be that would be the best role for him. Is sort of the adult Johnny Storm.
Plot twist: he's
back.
the Reed Richards. Plot twist.
You could do that. You could do that. You know. He actually
He can't pull off dark hair, so.
Yeah, he is a natural brunette, I believe. So
And a beard.
give him the little white temples, and give him that little just for men, and he's good.
I'll
He's
just
good to go.
leave it at that. Sorry, Krasinski. I'll just leave it at that.
I knew they weren't going to have Krasinski back in the role because I just don't. I get the feeling it was literally just to put him in the role and to say, there, you see, now we killed him. Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing. I really don't think a lot of these people we saw are going to be coming back in these roles. I think that it is intentional to make them be another universe's version of these characters, so that when we see them again, they are going to be other people.
Well, some people don't want to be locked down to multi-movie deals either, and Krasinski.
And the way that the contracts are written for Marvel right now, TV shows and specials and cartoon voice work and
Yeah. Well, exactly. And,
but I will say the technical aspects of this movie is great. I really enjoyed the cinematography. I like the scoring and the sound mix.
Yeah.
They amped up the color just a little too much, but that might be because I saw it in that stupid format, not IMAX, but it's whatever those cinema theaters are doing. I do not like what they're doing with their screens now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the colors work best because they are putting it against that desaturated realm of shadows.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Or I'm just saying, the colors are in one. They really contrast against those black and white scenes.
Yeah, and I think that
another Mr. What TV trademark, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Well, but I think it worked for him. I think it worked for the characters and the story, because having this place of shadows where color fears to tread makes for a very interesting take on it. I did feel that I did not need to see Korg go out like that. I mean, I'm glad he didn't die, although again, that's also a little.
Now, why would he kill Korg? That was never gonna happen.
Yeah, well, no, I understand. I mean, but that's the thing, and that was one thing I felt was a little bit of a cop out, But again, I'm glad that
Gotta get his shekels.
I'm glad him and Dwayne found each other. I hope if we ever do see Thor 5, we get little Dwayne.
Do you think maybe the Korg thing and even the Val thing were just like, it was basically setting up for the Jane scene where it's like, oh, well, they didn't kill Korg. Oh, they didn't kill Val. So, Jane can't be dead. Oh, wait, Jane is dead?
No. Jane's totally.
Yeah, no. I just think they were trying to play it for the end of the movie.
Soon as Valkyrie said, "Oh no, you'll go to Valhalla," she signed your death warrant, buddy.
Oh, I knew before I walked in that theater. That's just probably she was probably going to sacrifice herself. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, to me it felt earned, and had they gotten her back to chemo after that, I think, which is, and again, what they did in the comics, but I just felt that it would have undermined what that choice really meant. And I think her making that choice to, I'm going to go to Thor and help him fight because I don't want, as much as Thor doesn't want me to die, I don't want Thor to die.
Yeah.
And that's the love. That is what bonds them. And then when Thor basically says to Gore, it's like, you've won. Not going to spend my last minutes with you. I'm going to spend it with the person I love, because love is what it's about. I mean, that is a powerful scene and an important scene, you know? And when they tell Gore, just bring your daughter back, and Gore's like, but I'm going to be dead, and, who will care for her? I like that they found this way to bring a family story into it. And that was sweet as well. What I, you know, there's a lot to like in it. There's, like I said, most of the stuff that was a little groany, you live with, because the scenes that hit, at least for me, hit so well that you're like, yes, this is what makes this a good film. And incidentally, I really like the fact that a lot of what we saw in the trailers are all from like the first 15 minutes of the film.
As you should do. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, it was just a scene just to say, Thor gets around. And so that every thought and concern, like, what is going to be with this blue-haired woman? Who is she? What are they doing? It's like, no, that was just literally one scene where she kissed him. And that's all it was going to be, and that's all that it was meant to be. And I find that a nice choice, especially just to set up these nice set pieces expressly to have for the trailer that then, you just put in the trailer and can get all the speculation going. But then in the end, it's literally just a set piece so we can have this cool, interesting scene for the trailer. At least that's my take on it.
But now I'm happy for Taika. I think they said, is this like his biggest opening as a director, I think?
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's doing well at the box office. I mean, I know that critics are not the happiest, but critics are never the happiest.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can't really, I don't take critics seriously anymore. So like professional critics, no. So right now I think it's like a 302 million for the opening weekend or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And they're definitely gonna make. I mean, it was the budget was 250. It's gonna. I mean, Marvel movies just people go back again and again. So obviously.
Yeah, it's only the first weekend. Twice. Yeah.
It was.
And I'll see what it does internationally. I mean, if we're even doing that anymore.
You know what? I think it's going to do well internationally. I don't know if it's gotten approval for China, but I think they did.
I don't think, and that's the thing that Disney has kind of decided that they're not going to be like kowtowing as much to China. So that's what I'm really curious to see what they do about that, especially with Black Panther 2. If you know, you know.
Yeah. But I think that honestly, I think there was enough in it to make China say, okay, you can have this. I think that there's enough. I mean, yeah, there's.
I know they've been pretty petty with us lately, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. I think
rightly so. Rightly so.
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think China realizes that they made a mistake throwing in with Russia on the whole Ukraine thing, and I think they're going to be like, yeah, we want to walk that back too. I think at the end of the day, money talks and BS walks, and at the end of the day, what is Russia except another failed klepto state?
Yeah, but aren't they the ones who were stupid with the whole same-sex stuff, and are they the ones who have the problem with that?
I mean, sometimes.
Okay. So
so does Russia. So
yeah. But I'm just saying with like the movies and stuff.
To be fair, a lot of people do.
Weren't they the ones?
But we don't specifically kowtow to those other people either.
Yeah. Good. But I was gonna say, weren't they the ones that had a problem with like a 20-second Doctor Strange scene in that last movie?
And again, there's always those cuts for China, so
Yeah, and to be fair, I think a lot of times, especially with anytime you're getting randomized when you're getting censors, a lot of times it's just what random censor was given the approval on that job today.
Yeah, isn't it
Because you get
something
that a
like
lot.
how the Catholic League is like literally one guy in his mom's basement?
Yeah, but like no, but like you get this all the time with like imports into Canada, where it doesn't matter what any precedent is. If Larry is the guy who's reviewing it, it's like Larry says everything is fine, and Stu says everything is dirty, and it's like it's just who you're going to get. That's who's going to decide if your adult content gets to come into Canada. And there's not any real rhyme or reason to it. It's just literally one person that just happens to be there that day. And I get the feeling China probably works on a similar system, where it's just which random bureaucrat got put in charge of it this week.
We'll see, but domestically it's doing pretty good, so we're not really. I don't think they're even worried about the international market at the moment. I think they really wanted to work on the domestic front a little bit more. I mean, if you're an investor and you saw Investment Day, then you know. I'm just going off of what they said, so that's my best guess about it.
Yeah. Well, and for what it's worth, I think that I think it's got enough good in it to really make people happy to watch it. I think a lot of people will like to take their kids to it,
Yeah. Okay.
And again, it's only opening weekend. It's already over 300 million. Again, it's the summer. This thing might pick up steam during the week too. Yeah.
Did you take Luca to it, Phil?
Yes. Yeah. We all went and saw it. Yeah.
Poor Daniel.
So what did Luca think?
At first he wasn't sure, but then a couple hours later, I think he gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
What did you think of Lilith, no thumbs up, thumbs out. I'm giving a number, an analytical number.
He thought a lot of it was good, but I don't know. He said because there were some scary parts like the shadow demons and stuff. He's like, but yeah, he finally settled on a 7.5. Danielle said she thought there was a little too much humor and not enough action.
Meaning not enough shirtless men. I agree.
Who'd you want to see, Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Don't kink shame me, Philip.
Well, no, I saw people complain on there. They're like, oh, we had to see Chris Hemsworth's butt, but they would never do that. It would be an uprising if there was like Natalie Portman.
Have they seen the Star Wars movie she was in? Like the prequels, or?
I mean, not for nothing. I enjoyed Chris Hemsworth's butt, and
Chris Hemsworth's butt's for everyone.
Exactly, and I love he's got all the Loki tattoos.
He's like on his way to being the next Ryan Reynolds. Whenever Ryan Reynolds ages out of being, everybody, all the straight guys, hall pass. Chris Hemsworth is on deck. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
there's an Asgard joke in there.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I thought that I thought it was tasteful. I thought you flicked too hard. I thought that was a funny bit, and like I said, I like him and Zeus talking because it is just sort of kind of a guy who's the head of the orgies, really talking just talking straight.
Dionysus resents that comment. First of all.
I love Dionysus in this, by the way. He said, "You tell him, Dad." That was Dionysus. I'm always there for Dionysus.
I love that end credit scene. He's laying there with the hole in him, and talking still. And Luca's like, "He survived."
Oh yes. So Tristan did want to tell us about a scene that he thought was going to be much darker than it actually was.
So when it showed Gore eating a bunch of fruit off the floor, I thought it was going to be revealed that it was all a hallucination and he actually ate his daughter.
Yeah, that would have been. Do you guys hear that? Yeah, that's dark.
Yeah.
It's a little too dark for Marvel.
Yeah,
Disney
ain't going there. No.
And but I get why he would think that, and just
somebody get Tristan on Wattpad immediately.
Yeah, that is certainly a dark tale, to say the least. But yeah, it was a good film. I don't think you can, I don't necessarily know that any of the Thor films have been bad films. You know,
Two.
even
Two. Two.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I won't say it was a good film. I just said I don't think it was a bad film. There is that gray area between those two poles. This one I think was a good
Hell.
film.
Has there been any
You know,
bad Marvel films, Charlie Esser? The MCU,
uh,
any bad MCU films?
MCU films, probably not. Honestly, I really don't think the MCU has made a bad film yet. Oh, well, no, that's not true. Obviously, they did make one very bad film. It was called Inhumans,
Well, that
and we
was a
do not
TV
speak
show.
of
That
that.
was a TV show.
It was released in IMAX, my friend.
Yeah,
It
I
was.
know.
It was in
I saw it.
theaters. They really wanted to be the MCU, and they said, "No."
See, you talk about Krasinski. That's why they had to bring in Anson Mount to try to kind of put those hurt feelings to bed.
Yeah, and
He's
I will
on to
say
bigger
this.
and better things. It's
I know
okay.
that's why
Yeah.
you know he's not going to be back. He's got all the irons in the fire. He don't need that.
Although, man, did you see the last Strange New Worlds?
Mm-hmm.
I am so unsure of where we go next with this. First off, I'm really unsure with the guy they have playing Kirk, because
That's
I
at
don't know.
Charlie Esser TV Vampire Diaries fans. That is at Charlie Esser. 2 E's in the middle for egregious.
Okay, I'm just saying. I was getting like real strong Dick Sargent vibes there, or Dick York, whichever the other one.
He actually literally spent a whole bunch of time with asshat. What's his face?
William Shatner.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
In his
Admiral
older
Hillfire.
age, he has spent too much time in America. You cannot tell that man was born in Canada. He's a total asshat, and I
That's
stand by
Admiral
that.
Hillfire, kid.
These hands are ready
Actually-
to eat for everyone. But yeah, so I expect to see in season 2, it'll probably be a little bit better.
I hope so. I hope so, because here's the thing: I get the urge to do a parody of William Shatner, but you got to have sincerity to make that work.
I didn't see a huge parody of Shatner. I mean, there was some there, but I didn't think it was
know.
like halting.
Well, Shatner
Word.
passed the torch. He enjoyed the guy's performance, and
Okay,
the,
well, there
the
you go.
showrunners liked the performance. So at the end of the day,
And I'm just going to make this as a statement. I find him too skinny. Ironically, I think Anson is a little too bulky for Pike, and this guy's a little too thin for Kirk.
look,
Charlie-
Zaddy Pike is perfect. You take that back.
Okay.
Hey man, 20
Don't go body shaming people, Charlie.
Hey, 20 pounds of that is hair.
And hair gel, yeah.
Yes.
Well, the higher the hair, that
Wow.
Anyway, but yeah, but it really gives you pause for like, what is their plan? Is he going to? Because I mean, and it's interesting. By the way, was that Denise Crosby as the Romulan commander? I didn't double check it, but
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she's done with Star Trek in general.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
well, Okay, I could be wrong. I just, she's in the Romulan makeup, and I was just saying, wait, is that Denise Crosby? But
so do
anyway,
you really think there's gonna be a 5? Like, is there really? I mean, other than just literally, is there a narrative reason for a Thor 5? Is there? Or is this just gratuitous? Well, they're not sick of them yet, so we're just gonna keep doing it.
Why wouldn't have been on a
Spider-Man? I'm gonna be real with the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Is this what
Here's
this
what
is?
I'm gonna tell you. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I think there's enough story that you can tell with Thor that they can keep making Thors. They can keep making Thors till they get to Old Man Thor.
Again, I wonder if it's like how many more movies, how many different characters, movies are they going to be able to make? If they're, are they going to need Thor to fill in gaps, or is Chris Hemsworth just going to show up in everyone else's movies?
Well, I think it's hard to have Thor show up in other people's movies, because you could do that with some characters who weren't immediately going to change the story. Like I think you could have Captain America in everyone else's movie, and everyone can show up in Cap's movie. Same with Iron Man, because as powerful as Iron Man is, his ability to change the narrative by his arrival is limited.
Maybe
We basically saw at the start of this just how OP Thor is if he happens to go up against anybody who is not, a god.
well, maybe not every movie, but maybe like all your like end of phase movies. Whatever our next end game event is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would love to see more of what the Asgardians do on Earth. And I think that maybe that's where you start to see more of it. It's like when we get into who the Asgardians are and what having Asgardians on Earth really means for the planet as a whole.
All those Infinity Cone franchises opening up.
Yeah, Tristan did not know what the point of Infinity Cones were.
Play on words.
Why would
you failed as a parent, Charlie?
No,
Play on
he was
words.
like, why would you make an ice cream parlor after one of the most horrific events in human history? The blip was
capitalism,
terrifying.
American capitalism. There are now 9/11 furniture sales, buddy. That is real as hell.
First off, this is Scandinavia, miss. And I don't know. I'm inclined to agree that Infinity Cones didn't make sense to me. I don't know who was putting that out there, unless it is literally just a Asgardian franchise.
I mean, and unlike 9/11, I mean, Infinity Stones, I mean, everyone was snapped back. I mean, it was a tragedy for 5 years, but eventually everyone came back. And the villain was killed twice, so.
Poor Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
talk about petty Lilith. We kill the villain, and then at the end of Endgame, we bring his self from the past and kill him again.
Oh, does she need to be picked up?
That's how you do it, honestly. Now, if they could just get them to play Darkseid in the DC movie, my life would be complete.
Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, my
wife
had... Anyway. Yes, and I did like Cable in both of those roles. But I liked what they did with it, but there's obviously more they can do. And creating this world, and this I think is what maybe we're going to see in the rest of the phase, which is that everyone knows about magic now, and anyone can learn magic. So all of a sudden, everyone's going to have magical powers.
Doctor Strange is going to have a damn conniption, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mordo is going to go like, wait, how many wizards are there now? Freaking wizarding
superiority complex.
Wizarding schools opening up today. Would you like to learn the sorcery? Come to Monaco's Prince of Magic School.
I thought it was funny that Tiki said the reason why they changed the Gore facial stuff was because he kind of looked like Voldemort. They didn't want no smoke with Warner Brothers because that's the only franchise they have left that's actually making money, and they will defend it to the death.
What did you say, Voldemort?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, yeah, we're gonna change this around. I'm like, I wouldn't say Voldemort, but go off.
Yes. But no, I would love to see. I mean, that's the biggest thing I'm most looking forward in the future is Monaco Prince of Magic. There was someone I was thinking that would be like the perfect Monaco Prince of Magic. I can't remember who it was.
You said Howard Stern.
Oh, Howard Stern, yes.
Oh, there's your Howard Stern role.
Yes, I would love to see Howard Stern as Monaco Prince of Magic, running the Monaco School of Professional Magic. Like, I started in the 40s.
Honestly, he would have made a perfect Doctor Strange, but, that's none of my business.
Oh,
no.
Who? Howard Stern?
He's the arrogance?
Oh, yeah. No. I am not disagreeing with you. I just don't think he would have cut his hair.
They would have had to slick that sucker back into a wig.
They would have had to, yeah. It's like, but see, I think, and that's where I think Monaco, you can have a little more play with it, and having them tie it back in a ponytail and have him have the top hat and the wand. I think that you could really do a lot with Monaco Prince of Magic.
Get that over to his people.
I hope so, man. I hope that they're looking.
Feels like no.
I don't think
It's
he
not
needs to be.
dignified enough.
I
No.
listened to the show, and I don't think he needs to be anywhere near the MCU. So
Oh, that's what I said.
I'm just saying what he said, that he got an offer. So
yeah.
Like I said, he was manifesting. That's all that was.
Yeah, or you find out that like it's just like the end credit scene of whatever film with Doctor Doom is. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
when am I getting out of here?
Let me just say.
Okay, I'm sorry I said that about you.
Let me just say, yes, it's very coincidental they let that slip out right before he like left for summer vacation.
Hey man, series don't play. Your numbers go down. I don't care who you are. You're out of there. This ain't Spotify, baby.
I don't know, man. He signs like 5-year contracts, so I mean, I'm sure he'll be like, yeah, kick me
No
out.
summer bonus for you.
Pay me the next couple of years to not come in, okay?
No, you just don't get the bonuses and stuff when you don't hit those numbers.
Mm.
And then when they go to renew for the next whatever, well, you did this, so we're gonna have to knock you down. So
well, he's in his late 60s. I don't know if he's re-signed. Well, I say that all the time.
Philip.
What?
Yeah.
People who live Betty White. Well, he's not living like
yes,
Betty
but
White.
he has how much money, Love Helper? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's already rich,
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, at a certain point,
He's got, like,
you can
3
keep
houses.
on making more money if you want. But at a certain point, you're like, I don't know. Do I want to make more money? Or do I want to sit and write bad poetry like I did in high school?
Although he's at this point he's broadcasting from his basement, so I mean I guess it's an easy paycheck.
Giving it the old Joe Rogan experience, eh?
Pretty much.
Well, to be fair, who are we to judge? Because
quite
frankly,
I'm not in a basement. I live in Florida.
I was gonna say I'm not in the basement either, but I mean, I wish people would pay us for this. Yeah.
No, but I mean, yeah, but that's my point. I mean, yes, without a doubt. If you needed me to go to a studio, I probably would if you were paying me.
Oh yeah.
But quite frankly, if I could do it from here, yeah, of course I'd want to do it from here. Who wouldn't want to work from home? Anyway. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'll give it the grade. I'll give it a B-.
Ooh, that's high for a little Hellfire.
I mean, that's just in the rankings of Thor movies, so that's not saying much.
Oh, just in Thor movies.
And Marvel overall, C+.
Yeah, I mean, well, Phil, you go first, and then I'll make mine.
I mean, yeah, it's not the top, but it's not Infinity War or Endgame. But it wasn't bad. I mean, I think it's about in the class. I mean, it's kept the consistency, I think, of Thor Ragnarok. So it's, I'd probably give it a B.
Okay. Yeah, I will say Thor Ragnarok was way better. Just really on every level, just a better film. Because, and again, I think that Thor Ragnarok was meant to be part. Loki.
Hulk.
But was meant to be a part of that larger epic. This one really kind of felt like a sorbet after dinner. It's like not a good dessert, but it's like, oh yeah, that's delightful.
It's a palate cleanser.
What was this one edited too much?
Cleanser.
Was this one edited too much? Because like Lil said, it was like 2 hours, so it's like, should they have left a little bit more in?
Well, but that's what's weird.
I think it was over edited, honestly.
I could see it being it. I guess my biggest thing is because like Taki has made a lot of statements recently. Like, no, I'm not going to do a director's cut. Director's cuts suck. I'm the director. This is my cut. It's like there was nothing. I looked at what I had. I said,
is there such thing as director's cuts in
this?
Marvel anyway, though? Marvel movies? I don't think there are. I think that's like literally in the contract. I can't think of one single director's cut for a Marvel movie.
No, but they have extended cuts, don't they?
That's different, though. That's just putting the deleted scenes in the order that they were deleted. That's it. But like a director's cut is like, I didn't really want to do it here. And
but again, with a lot of them, you don't need a director's cut. I mean, look, Endgame, 3 hours. It's like don't need.
They still left a lot on the cutting room floor, though.
I know, but I think they let the directors make their movies. And I think that, like, if nothing else, that's like what Disney does is they say, okay, you want to do that movie, do it. We're not going to sit here and micromanage you. We actually pay you to make freaking movies. Why would we sit there and tell you how to make a movie? We literally paid you to make a movie.
I don't know. There is a lot of stuff in a lot of Marvel. When you look at the list of deleted scenes in every single Marvel movie, there's a lot that gets left on the cutting room floor with like no explanation. So,
well,
if it was really that tight of a ship, we wouldn't have that many deleted scenes. That's all that I'm saying.
Well, I guess. Well, no, I think My personal thing is that I think a lot of directors shoot stuff to have transitional scenes and then realize, man, that's a lot of scenes I shot. And then they just start to kill their darlings because that's what you do. You
And
write
again,
it and then you say, okay, no, get rid of this and that. They said, you know what? Do we really need Hulk saving a kitten? We don't really need Hulk saving a kitten.
Actually, you do. You actually do need that. That's none of my business.
Okay.
And again, I mean, maybe everyone involved, including Taika, was just like, do we really need like a 2.5, 3 hour Thor Love and Thunder? Nah.
No.
Yeah, because I mean that's the thing. You could have had
They subverted expectations. There we go.
Yeah, you could have had Jeff Goldblum in here, and Jeff Goldblum would have been fun and delightful, as he always is.
They've trained us. It's like, what's the point of training us for 3-hour movies if you're just gonna go back on your?
So when they give you a 2-hour movie, you go, man, that went by so fast.
Yeah. That's how they get you. That's how they get you to come back and go see it again. It's like, well, I can do that again.
It was just people to say, I want one more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it works for what it is, and I give it a. I mean, that's the thing is, I kind of want to give it like just a. I'd say it's a solid B plus. It is definitely a high average. They did well. What they did well, they did well. It's a movie that made me cry, as any good B plus film should, but also made me groan a lot. It's like. I think if it had a little less corn, it would have been perfect. Or if they had leaned further into the fairy tale aspect, I think it could have worked a little bit better. But as it is, it's a really solid movie. I'll see it again.
And I'll do it again.
I can't wait for it comes out of Disney Plus. I'm probably going to watch Multiverse of Madness later, too,
I mean, it's on Disney Plus, yeah.
Yep. I just rewatched all of Miss Marvel again today, so why not? It's good stuff.
Infinity War was on TV. Can you answer me, how do you play Infinity War and then don't follow it up with Endgame? Can you tell me how you do that?
Because you gotta pay. You gotta put the sponsors on to pay for the stuff. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's what you get when you have a 3-hour movie.
I was gonna say Endgame with commercials. Yeah, that's long. Yeah,
and I mean, I've seen Endgame and I've seen Infinity War, so I haven't seen them like as a back to back. But that's like,
do they do the marathons? I don't think they do.
Yeah, that's like a 6 hours of your life.
Yeah, well, they're doing a Marvel marathon on one of the channels. I think it's FX, right? Today.
Yeah, obviously it's FX.
I mean, of course, they're playing like Thor and stuff. I think Thor Ragnarok's on later, but yeah, Infinity War was on. No, there has been at least one time, I forget what channel it was, they did have Infinity War and then followed it up with Endgame. It was like an all-day. It was like an all-day thing, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, unless you're going to be doing it all day, it's real hard to put it all in. There's a lot of content, Phil.
To put it all in, you say.
Put it all in.
I was going to say,
slide it all in. It's hard to slide it all in and make it fit. But,
slower. No, I was.
Okay.
Oh no, you know what? That's the I can do this all day marathon.
Yes.
That's like throwing on the extended cut of all the Lord of the Rings movies. No. I'm not strong enough, bro.
I'm not all the Marvel movies, but I could sit there and watch Infinity War and Endgame all day.
Oh yeah.
Over and over.
I mean, I could watch that as in the background. I don't.
Earth is close, Squidward.
And here's the thing, and that's the thing of it, Phil. If you want to watch them back to back, you can
Disney
right now.
Plus, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can watch them all in order right now. You can watch.
Oh yeah, I was about ready. If we weren't recording, I was after Infinity War was over. I was like, man, I should jump on Disney Plus and watch Endgame. Might do that.
But that's the thing. That's really the point. Is like, why would they block it when, quite frankly, you can watch it whenever you want to?
Yeah.
And
it's the
that's
channel.
That's classist of you to assume that someone has Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it's the channels trying to get advertising money too.
Yeah, but like I said, there's only so much time. There's only so much time they can schedule, And
know.
quite
Although
frankly,
statistically, if you have cable, you probably do have a few streaming services, but still, don't
yeah,
assume.
and also to be fair, maybe Disney wants you to have to get Disney Plus, so you
It's
can do
not
that.
a maybe. It is.
Well,
They're
well,
not making
Yeah.
they're
you know,
not making their quarterly goals for subscribers.
well, you know what? There's commercials.
Facts.
There's commercials in them too. They're like enjoying this Marvel movie. They're like stream it now on Disney Plus. There are those commercials too. So
Meanwhile, they're getting ready to implement an ad tier at the end of the year.
yeah,
So that tells you everything you need to know.
but yeah, they do drop in those commercials. You enjoying this movie? You could stream it now on Disney Plus.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't have any streaming services right now because
Arg!
screw capitalism at this point. Especially if you're going to donate to both sides of the coin.
Pirates, arg.
Done. You don't need
Fair
my
enough.
money.
See,
Physical
Alrighty
media,
then.
kids. Physical
you
media.
pissed off every woman in this country. Good job, Supreme Court. Very good job.
Yeah.
Anywho,
That's going
Eddie.
to come back to bite them. I'm just saying.
All right,
Okay.
so
So you want to give us all of the Capes and Lunatics stuff, Phil? That they can
sure.
give us money and call us and talk to us and all that magical things?
Sure, but before that, even remember, kids, next time on Avengers Declassified, we'll be back to those 1969 Thor issues. So,
Yay.
yes, next week we'll be covering Mighty Thor 164 through 167.
is anybody an insurance salesman or a toy maker or?
No, I think
Okay.
Adam Warlock's showing up though.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, he's fun.
That you get testicle. Cool. Anyway, so send your thoughts. What did you think of the Thor movie? Were you as happy as Ray at that one end credit scene? Email us, CapesandLunatics.
Hercules.
By the way, I will say it was very bold of them to go with very Greek accents. I don't, had they been actual Greek actors, maybe, but I almost kind of feel like, man, I don't know if Russell Crowe should be laying on the souvlaki that heavy.
Yeah, but if they don't do that, then are they like, oh, you're whitewashing the Greek gods or whatever?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a no-win for losing, quite frankly, but,
And where's Hercules' beard?
he had a beard.
Did he? I didn't think it was like a full beard, like a full Hercules
It
beard.
was there.
Don't worry about
Or
it.
do you
Next
mean-
movie he'll have it.
Or do
Oh,
you
that's
mean
true.
Bagheera? That's Hercules' beard.
Oh. All right, kids. So, yes, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Avengers Declassified on Facebook, on Twitter. Find links to all the various social medias for all the shows we do. The YouTube channel, again, this and everything we do goes up on the YouTube, including all our interviews, including the upcoming one with Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig, Capes Lunatics 270. So check that out and subscribe so you don't miss any of the things we do. Smash the subscribe button. And of course, most importantly, the Patreon. Again, we're not rich ass guardians. We need the money. That's right, Lilith Hellfire. So every little bit helps. With $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And of course, because Lilith Hellfire loves man tears, superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. The July episode will be Halle Berry's Catwoman versus Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern with
Featuring Will Allred.
special guest Will Allred.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
That's right. And if that is not enough for you, pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Guru.
And big guy sizes, too.
That's right. All right. So find everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And Lilith Hellfire would like to remind you the Cash App link is in the show notes. So just make it rain.
Make it rain.
Make it rain.
All right. Special guest Lilith Hellfire. Where can people talk to you about all their favorite Marvel movies?
If you must, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, being a sardonic little a-hole. You can find me on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course TikTok at Lilith Hellfire69 as well.
How dare you take my job?
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Put it here. Let me get a ride on your alligator back, bro. Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
Charlie Esser.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, there are mothers and fathers wants to do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet things when I feel like it. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing.
Thank you, Maz.
Is there anything tweet-worthy? Answer is no.
Yeah.
Well, it's the summer. A lot of things are off now.
I know, but ladies and gentlemen, you have listened to another episode of Avengers Declassified. Please tune in again next week. This podcast will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
We came in like lightning and
Yeah, strike like lightning.
hit you with the thunder.
The thunder! It's a thunderbolt.
Went screeching out like some goats.
Ma!
Damn goats.
I love the goats. The goats need a spin-off.
I heard they're hard to work with on set.
Probably.
The ones at Diva.
Never work with animals and children. Or Chris Pratt.
Oh! There's an outro.